Good evening and welcome to the Thursday night education series for New Perspective Oilers, project of New Wellness Perspective. I am your host, Chris Rosima, and I am here to present to you tonight one of our business builder classes. And this will be a shorter kind of a class, and hopefully some people will join. If not, hopefully they can watch when I post to the YouTube channel. And tonight we're going to talk about the first four ranks. So Young Living is a network marketing company, and that really scares people off sometimes. So I wanted to start tonight's talk off with a quote from Seth Godin, who's an amazing marketing guru and business person. And he says that we are all in the business of building networks. And if you think about your life, you will see how you naturally build networks throughout your life. You have a friend network, you have a family network, you have a work network. Maybe you have a handyman or handy person network in your life. Maybe you have a network of friends who have different skills that you all share skills. Networks are critical to human civilization. So we just naturally build them. So there's nothing different in network marketing than doing what we do naturally as human beings. We reach out, we talk to people, we bring people into our networks. People leave our networks as, as needs change. We just are natural networkers. And women particularly, I find, are brilliant networkers. Women have for centuries built networks of support and caring to look after children, to get things done, to help when things go wrong. We are just natural networkers. So don't let the idea of network marketing scare you. Okay. So Young Living, there are some preconceived notions about network marketing, and most of them are incorrect or outdated. And so I'm hoping that in some of this presentation today, I can banish those myths for you. But the nice thing about network marketing companies in general are that there's often no requirement to keep stock on hand. So if you're building a business, say a brick and mortar business, and you're doing a kitchenware store, you have to buy a lot of stock to have it in. So you outlay that money first and hope and work to have people come in and purchase it at a higher price, thus giving you a profit. Okay, so that's a big outlay of cash. You've got to pay for the store, you've got to pay for the utilities, you've got to pay for the stock, maybe you have staff. There's a lot of upfront costs. In network marketing, there's no requirement to keep stock on hand. You do it from your home, so there's no overhead costs per se. You can actually write some of your overhead costs off, like if you work from home and you have a home office. So you have some tax advantages there. You have no requirements to hire staff. Your utilities at your home you pay for anyway. So it is a much gentler and easier way into owning your own business than a traditional brick and mortar store or anything like that. Network marketing relies on you to share your experience with people, the people who will resonate with your story. So the big thing is in network marketing is to find out who your tribe is, or who your niche is, who it is that you would be speaking to tell your story, and have them say, oh, I see myself in that person's story, and how you share your experience with the product and how those products have helped you. The neatest thing about network marketing is that it comes with the ability to will your business to your family. So if you're doing inheritance, like will strategy planning, you can actually assign your business that you build to someone in your family to take over. And the model brings in something called residual income, which is income that comes in without your effort in creating it. And we'll kind of get into that in the four levels that we are going to talk about tonight. So what is required in the business? Well, really, it's quite amazing that there's so little upfront required for you to get started bringing home a paycheck. Often, you're shelling out thousands of dollars in regular business to get started before you even earn your first dollar. And the only thing that you need to do with Young Living, it's not really a membership, but it's a level that you have to reach in order to earn a commission. You must purchase what's called 100 product value, PV, of product. And that product you use on yourself, and the amount of product, the 100 PV, is a general correlation to the value of, like, the cost of the product that you purchased. So you're not buying anything that you're not using on yourself, but you are buying enough of it so that you remain eligible for commissions. And you have to spend that 100 PV every month to remain eligible for commissions that month. Now, this means that you will be purchasing products from Young Living. And if you start off as a customer, you probably already are. You just can get more intentional and more focused on the products that you're buying, because really what you want to do is experience as many of the products as you can over time. So when you talk about them, you talk about them with authenticity and relatability and with honesty. And people really relate to that. I've said so many times to people, when was the last time you recommended a Netflix series to friends, or a restaurant, or a good movie at the theater? Often when we come out of an experience that we have really enjoyed, the first thing that we want to do is share it with our friends and our family. And that's the key strength in network marketing. You don't have to be extroverted. You can be introverted. You don't have to have a big house. You don't have to have a lot of things. You just have to have a sincere experience with the products. And that's what you present to friends. I'll give you an example. So I carry the small bottles of hand sanitizer with me in my purse. And I have a little sticker on the back that has a little write-up on them and has my referral number. And often I'll be standing in the line, say, like if I'm on the ferry going to Vancouver, I'll stand in the lineup and you get up to the front and it asks you to put hand sanitizer on. And I hate the hand sanitizer that's available commercially. It eats the skin on my hands. So I break out mine and I pour some in my hand and I rub it. And invariably, someone in the line says, "Oh, that smells really good." And I say, "Oh, I know." And then I give them a little information about the fact that it uses peppermint oil and it doesn't eat my skin, like that stuff. And here, would you like to take this one home and try it? And I give it to them. No questions asked, no obligations, no commitments, no nothing. I just want them to try it because I've had such a good experience. And that is what's called becoming a product of the product. So Young Living's 100 PV purchase can be a variety of products, or you can buy a starter bundle, which is probably the best way to start, because premium starter bundles give you a wide range of very popular products in that bundle. And so you can talk about quite a few products after you've used them with a lot of authenticity. So that's it. That's what it takes to start a Young Living business. Commitment to purchase $100 PV, or a little over $100 a month in product that you use and share your experience with others, and a willingness to become a product of the product and to talk to people about what it has meant to your life to use these products. You don't have quotas to fill. You don't have minimum orders other than the 100 PV. It is very, very simple. You don't have to buy a kit, like a big kit that you're not going to use. You buy things that you're going to use, and then you talk about them. So that is how it works. So I think, so how do you make money? We're going to do a little bit more on this in another slide, but big picture, how do you make money in Young Living? You share your story with other people. You get them to purchase product, signing up and creating an account, and you get a commission on their purchase. There are several ways to do this, and we're going to get into, like I said, we're going to get into more deeper description in a minute. But there's multiple ways in that paycheck that you can create that paycheck. Then you teach your customers and team members about the business, because you want to help them start their own Young Living business, because you're going to know that you love those products so much and talk about them, that they're going to love their products that much, and they're going to want to talk about them. And often this starts really slowly and kind of easily, where someone's just talking and you mention something that has helped you, and they're like, well, what is that you were using? And how do I get some of that? Can I try that? And that's how it goes. It just one conversation leads to another. And then they start using these products and their friends start remarking. So my example lately has been with the Inner Beauty Collagen. The collagen came out in I think it was June, and I got some in July, and July and August I used the product, and I posted a before and after picture late in August. And I had so many, just because I was so surprised and so excited by the changes that I saw in my skin. So I posted my before and afters, and I had so many women come to me and say, I can't believe that. That's such a difference. How do I get a hold of that? What do I do? I even had women who hadn't seen my before and afters coming up to me when I was out, say, at dog shows, and say, are you tanning? Is there something different? What's that? Like, what are you doing differently with your face? And I would just say to them, it's the collagen that I'm using. And they would be like surprised and say, well, how do I get a hold of that? And I would help them set up an account, order their first order, and then I would help them know how to share that if they so desire, or if somebody asked them, how do I get a hold of that product? I would tell people how they could help their friends do that. That's how you make money in this business. Your commission amounts vary on where people end up on your team, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And there are really 9 levels, 9 ranks in Young Living. And it goes from the very basic, I'm a customer, all the way up to what's called a Royal Crown Diamond. And we're not going to talk about those high levels today. We're just going to talk about the first 4, the basic 4. Because each level has different sales achievement needed and commission rates. And as you go higher in the company, there are other bonuses that come on stream. But I think it's just easier for people to wrap their head around the first 4. And what I always want to do, and what we're required to do as business builders in Young Living, is to show people what's called an income disclosure statement. Every year in the United States, Young Living must put out what's an income disclosure statement, which is the honest review of what people make, how many people make that, and what's the average and what's the lowest. Because what we don't want to do is oversell the ability to make money in this, when really the majority of people, probably 85% of the people who ever sign up for Young Living, remain as just customers. There's only about 15% of the people who ever go on to build a business and to create an income and create a lifestyle for themselves using Young Living as a business. That doesn't mean that it's not a good opportunity. It just means that most people don't do that. So we provide this income disclosure statement. Now, this is the 2019 one, but you can go and see 2020, 2021, 2022. They're all on the Young Living site. You just have to type in income disclosure statement Young Living into Google, and you will get the most recent one. But what you can see here now is, for the people who build businesses in Young Living, 89% of them are distributors, which is like the main, they're called customers now, which is like just using the product. 89% of the people. 7% of the people get to the first level of the business. 1% of the people, almost 2%, get to the second, and 1% then go on to the third level, the fourth level. So not a lot of people go forward, but for the people who do, it becomes quite lucrative. So by the time you get to executive level, which is the 4th level, your approximate annual income is about $4,500. It has gone up in 2022. I've got to replace this one with the new one, but in 2019, the average annual income was $4,400. Okay, but as you can see there, once you get past executive, the annual income raises dramatically. And that's because of the number of people that you are bringing into your team and your team is bringing into your team. It expands exponentially. So that gives you the power of some exponential growth here. But for today, we are going to talk about the first four ranks, which are associate, star, senior star, and executive. See, associate took over as distributor. So associate, star, senior star, and executive. And the reason I want to focus here is because when you're new, it is all so exciting, but it can be so overwhelming. You feel like there's so much to learn between all of the products and all of the oils and what do they help with, and all of the differences in how the vitamins are made. All of that stuff is massive. And then there's all of this, I think I need to learn all about this business too. So it gets really overwhelming because there's so much to learn, and you end up doing nothing. It ends up stalling you in your tracks, and you can't get past it. So tonight we're just going to focus on the first four steps in building a Young Living business and how you make money in each of those stages. And these stages are really all about getting comfortable with the products, their impact on your life, and learning how to share them in an authentic and open-hearted way with friends and family, and ultimately perfect strangers. So don't complicate it. So if you just remember that just sharing from the heart, the information that you understand, you will be fine. It's okay to say, I don't know, let's go look that up. So whatever you do not let this information overwhelm you to the point where you stop being excited and stop being engaged by the engaged in your interest of actually creating a business. So let's start at the beginning. Associate. Now, associates can, in other language, can just be customers. There's never any obligation for a customer to want to take that next step and actually build a business. Sometimes it happens very organically, and sometimes people make a decision. Like right now, the cost of living is just going through the roof, and people are really struggling with how to make ends meet. So the two ways you make ends meet is A, you bring in more money, or B, you cut back on spending. That's your choices. Bring more in or let less go out. So most people don't want to cut back on spending. Let's face it. Where are you going to cut back? What are you going to cut back on? So the other option is to bring more in. And that's when people start thinking about, well, what can I do, even as a side hustle, to get some more money in the door? And that's when associates go from customers to actually business builders. They start to think about the ways that they could bring more money in using Young Living and their experience with the products that they love. So an associate typically spends 50 to 100 PV a month, but remember, to be eligible for commissions, you must spend 100 PV product volume. It's about $100 to $135 in there a month. So shampoos and toothpaste and cleaning products and laundry soap and dish soap and vitamins and personal care products, all of those things can go into it. So easily you can take $100 that you would have spent at the supermarket on those things and spend it at Young Living and qualify yourself for commissions. Okay. So that's the very first thing that you must do is spend 100 PV per month to be eligible for commissions. And you can see how you're doing on this by logging in to your account at Young Living and going to the virtual office. It will tell you what your current monthly PV is sitting at. Okay. So if you spent 100 PV and you are an associate and you have a couple people sign up and say one of them buys a starter bundle and one of them really goes whole hog and buys a couple of $100 of things, you will get commission from the purchase value of their sales as cash. Okay. And we're going to go over what the commission rates are here in just a moment. But say, so an associate doesn't have any baseline amount to hit to get commission other than the 100 PV that you have personally purchased. But to get to the second level, which is called star, you spend your 100 PV to make yourself eligible for commission. And then as a group, as your team builds, your team spends a total, including yours, of 500 PV, what's called OGV, organizational group volume. Okay, so that is your team's volume. So to hit the rank of star, you spend 100 PV, and your team as a whole, including you, spends 500 PV, OGV, sorry. And so if you're spending 100, the rest of the team only has to spend another 400. So if you had 4 people sign up in a month, that each spent 100, that would qualify it, or 8 people, 50, or whatever makeup it would be. But your whole team qualifies with an organizational volume of 500, and that qualifies you personally for the rank of star. And the ranks are really a designation to show you how your team is doing. And so really the team owns the designation. So if your team is a star designation, that's, shows a level of commitment and purchasing that they're at. To bump up to senior star, which is the next level, again, you have the 100 PV purchase volume, personal volume that you have spent, and your team as a whole spends 2,000 organizational group volume with yes, that's right, just 2,000 organizational group volume. Okay, so 100 personally, and your whole team, including your 100, spends 2,000. So you could have, by this time, by senior star, you usually have probably 20 to 30, maybe 40 members in your team that you've signed up, or other people in your group have signed up, and they've all come into your team, and people are purchasing bits and pieces all over the place. And now you're up to 2,000 group volume. Okay, and that elevates you to what's called senior star. Okay, and again, the rank is just a designation of the amount of sales that your personal team is succeeding in. Okay, and then the next level, and the last level we're going to talk about tonight, is executive. So executive bumps it up a notch. Again, you have the 100 PV of your own personal purchasing volume, but your team as a whole has to do 2 things. The first thing they have to do is have a group volume of 4,000. So we've doubled senior star. So 4,000 as a group, but you need to have 2 legs. So there needs to be 2 people that have signed up under you, and the people underneath them they each have 1,000 group volume in their leg. Okay. So that would mean that those people are almost senior stars. So you would be an executive and you would almost have senior stars underneath you. Think of it as kind of like a hierarchy scale, like an organizational chart. So there's you, then there's the people you have signed up personally, and then there's the people that they have signed up personally underneath them. And that's how you build your team, is an org chart. So by the time you get to executive, you probably have 50, 60 people. You have a couple of very strong business builders who are working with you. They're wanting to build their business, so they're bringing people in, sharing the products, talking about the business opportunity, really encouraging their teams to build and expand. And the whole group has brought in $4,000 worth of 4,000 volume of sales, with 2 legs having 1,000 organizational volume. So if this is confusing, please pop me a PM and I can set up a chat and we can just talk over it. Sometimes it helps to draw it out as an org chart. Okay. So those are the first 4 ranks, and these are the ranks that set the foundation for your business. All the time you're sharing, you're thinking like a business owner, because you are wanting to bring in some income. And in order to bring in some income, you have to think like a business owner. And so you're wanting to build a strong foundation underneath you to elevate your organization up through the ranks, and have an easier time every month in achieving these target sales that you're looking at. Okay. If you've ever been in sales, this is very common language for you, but most of the people that I'm talking to about business haven't run a business before themselves. So a lot of this is very new information to them, and it's part of that whole overwhelming learning curve that they have, is how to think like a business person and how to build a strong foundation under your business. That's why these 4 ranks in Young Living are there. They help you to focus on building a strong foundation, so that when you want to go to the next level ranks and the next level incomes, you have a very strong base to help support you. Okay, so let's talk some nitty-gritty about how do you make money doing this. Okay, so how does Young Living compensate you when you're so enthusiastically sharing your products that other people are setting up accounts and buying them? And when they set up their account, they use your referral number, and so you get the credit, the commission credit, for their purchases. First of all, and these changed in November. This compensation plan changed significantly in November and became much more lucrative for business builders. So first off, right off the bat, is the fast start bonus. As of November, every time you get someone to sign up and purchase products, you earn 50% commission on their purchase value for their first calendar month. So if they sign up at the beginning of September and say they spend $200 on a starter bundle, and then later in the month they think, oh, I need some of this and some of that, and they spend another $100 in that first calendar month, you will earn $150 from their $300 purchases. It's remarkable. The highest one I'd ever seen before this was 30%. And so Young Living has upped it a notch, and it's 50% bonus. That's for their first calendar month. So you want to make sure when people are signing up, then when they're making their account, that they make that first purchase in that first 30 days so that you qualify for the most significant commission. For months 2 and 3, calendar months 2 and 3, you earn 25% of whatever purchase value they purchase. So that also is very lucrative. So again, so maybe in the second month, your friend purchases one of the essential rewards kits for thieves because they want to convert all of their cleaning to thieves. You would get half of that, 25% of that purchase value in that second month. And then if they ordered the Ningxia one in the third month, you would get 25% of that purchase value again. So the first 3 months that you have brought in a new person into your organization, you need to support them as much as possible to learn about the products, to understand what's available for them, and to understand how easy it is to convert from what they've been using before into something new, because it's the most impactful for them and it's the most impactful for you. Now, the next way that you can earn some money doing this is a starter bundle bonus. So if that person decides that they want to purchase a starter bundle as their first purchase, you earn an extra $25 from that. So any starter bundle that someone gets, you earn $25 from it. So that goes onto your commission check. And then the third way that you earn money in this model and in the first 4 ranks is by building a team. Because when you bring on what's called a second level earner, so you sign someone up and then they sign someone up. So that second person that was signed up is called your second level, you earn 10% commission on what their purchase volume is for the second and third months that they do it. Okay. And there are more level as your team gets deeper and deeper, and other people that you bring in other people, and they told you friends, and so on and so on. You earn commission all the way down to the 5th level. So there can be someone 6 levels or 5 levels below you, and you're still earning 4% commission on their purchases for the first 3 months. I think I'm going actually 4% is across the board. So it's really quite a lucrative business model. It is a social business model. And by this, you can tell how important it is in the first 30 days that you are investing a lot of time and energy supporting the new people in your world. Because, like I said, it is the most impactful time for them. It is the time that determines for them whether they love the company or hate the company. And after 3 months, people who have been ordering regularly tend to stay for a very long time. If they have signed up in the first month as an Essential Rewards subscription person, it's about 85% retention rate. So it's a lot to think about. But just remember, that first 30 days is super important for supporting people getting to the point where they're starting to love the products. Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, your second level earners, you earn 10%. Then the next level is 8. Then the next level is 5. And then the next couple of levels is 4. And you earn those commissions consistently month after month as residual, basically income, month after month. You probably don't even know who they are, and their purchases come up to you in the form of a commission, a percentage of their purchases. And that's why that's how this business works, to earn people significant amounts of money. Okay, so you may be asking yourself right now, oh my God, how do I even share this information? You don't share this information with people. All you're going to do is share your love of the products. And if someone ever asks you, oh, how do I get a hold of those products? You provide them with your purchasing link. And what that is a link that you can create in the virtual office. You log into virtual office, you go to member resources, and you click on link builder. And what that link builder will do, will create a URL link that when someone uses it, it opens up the registration for a new account, but embeds your sponsor and enroller number in that application for an account. So when you used to do it the old way, you'd log in, you type in your name, all that information, and then there would be a question. Were you referred by someone? Yes or no? If you clicked yes, it would say, well, do you know what their sponsor ID is? And either you knew it, or you had to ask the other person, or you didn't know it and you left it blank, and you became what we call an orphan. With this link builder link, you can provide the link to a person, and when they click on it, they are taken to a specific sign up procedure that already has your information in the background, logged in, signed in, so that you get credit for this person signing up, and you get credit for whatever it is that they purchase. Now, it's quite a long link. And so what I did is I used a website called Bitly, and Bitly compresses long addresses into short ones. And so you just you copy and paste your very long link builder link into Bitly and click, and it will give you a shorter one, and you can save that one. And I actually save it on a note in my phone, so I can share it at any time. And I save it on a post in my on my computer so that I can access it, like a Dropbox kind of post. So You can even make a keyboard shortcut in your phone. I don't know if you know how to do that, but if you're savvy enough, I could teach you or not. But you can create a link in your phone where if someone is saying, how do I get that product? You can have text that you have a keyword, you type in the keyword and it prints out a whole little message, including your link, and that you can send to people then. So there's some really quick, savvy ways of doing the sharing. But the biggest part is you share with your heart and you share from experience, and you always have your link ready when someone says, I need that. Because honestly, they do. I firmly believe that everybody could benefit from using from all of these products. And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. And I really want to be prepared when someone says, have you been tanning? What have you done to your face? Have you done something different? And you can just say, no, it was this product that I've been using. Here's my link. Go and have a look. Makes it super, super easy. Doesn't feel salesy. Doesn't feel spammy. Doesn't feel like you're pushing something on people. It just feels like you're telling them about a movie you just saw that you loved. So the key to all of this work, and the key to being successful at those first 4 levels of Young Living rank is to keep relationships at the forefront. All you have to do is just remember how you would like to be treated and how you would like to be approached when you're interested in a new product, and approach people that way. I'll provide them with the information, let them make a decision, be willing to help them, be prepared to show them how to get to what they need, and go from there. It's as simple as that. Now, why would you want a brick and mortar building with all of the upfront expense, the risk, and the need to get out there and promote, when you could have relationship building as your key component for business? That's the joy of network marketing. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you got some good information out of this. If you are interested in more information, or if you're interested in starting your own, starting to work on your own business, and if you're a Young Living customer, you've got everything you need already to get started, pop me a PM and I can schedule some time. We can go over some resources that I can hook you up with. Our community of women is massive, crosses borders, crosses oceans. It is very large and very successful. And I would love to hook you up with those resources. I have some text resources that I can get you, and some daily workshop kind of resources that can help you get started and get consistent in how you're sharing. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Have a good night.